touchdown!
Over nearly 3 decades, participation in fantasy sports has skyrocketed from 500,000 to almost 57 million people.
The way fantasy has exploded in football and then beyond is just amazing.
An estimated 40 million play fantasy football.
The fact of the matter is you can correlate the NFL's immense popularity over the last 2 decades with the growth of fantasy football. Because now you're not just watching the Redskins or the Cowboys or the Giants, you're watching the second receiver on the Jets because you need 10 points from him to beat your friend who might be your enemy that week.
On average, fantasy players are going to spend around $450 a year. That's an almost $19 billion market, which is $6 billion more than the estimated revenue the NFL produced 2 years ago, and it's more than 4 times what the Dallas Cowboys are worth. They're the most lucrative franchise in the league.
You're looking at people aren't just in 1 league, they're not in 2 leagues. Some of them are in 3 or 4 leagues. You've got daily fantasy versus season-long fantasy, and the mobility aspect of it. The fact that you can now do everything from your phone or tablet, and you can pretty much program your draft so that you're not actually using any skill whatsoever.
For some, it's much more than just a hobby.
It's a 12 to 14-hour a day job, Monday through Friday, and the time on Sundays for, of course, football season.
Jake Seeley is a graduate of Atlantic Shores Christian School and has a degree in marketing from Old Dominion. He's now a writer, a radio host based out of Virginia Beach, and one of the top fantasy experts in the country who says the clicks help the ratings.
When we see the Cleveland Browns versus, the Jets, those terrible games on Thursday night, the only people that are still watching in the second half, or when it's a blowout, when it's 35-3, the only people that are still watching are fantasy players. 1
in 3 players are women.
I started when I was 5.
Stephanie Calloway is a lifelong Buffalo Bills fan and keeps her eye on the NFL Thursday through Monday.
Kind of keeps me interested in those games, and I think that the NFL's gotten more viewership because of fantasy on the especially Thursday night games.
So get your boards ready because it's football season. For the Sports Wrap, I'm Nathan Epstein.